Stromgarde is literally the Alliance city. It is the original human capital that was entirely restructured and entirely rebuilt 2 expansions ago with a ton of new assets. Now, we know that the Alliance won the war, we got a 5-year time skip since then, and in the meantime, it was confirmed that the restoration was actually complete. Now, in Dragonflight, we're getting some really interesting shield designs, very much akin to the Stromgarde design. We're also discovering brand new human building assets in this new mega dungeon all of a sudden that are also very akin to Stromgarde itself. When we combine this with the fact that the restoration of Gilneas is close and should be happening soon, there is literally nothing stopping Stromgarde from being a brand new Alliance city akin to Stormwind. So, are we going to see playable Stromgarde soon, and how is all of that going to play out? So before we get into the video, right now is the best time to get your own Rage wallet or the Rage key case, as they're running up to 40% off discount with the Father's Day coming, and you have time until June 10th. Make sure to click my link, so rage.com/Doron, and you can get the Rage wallet, you can get the key case. If you get both, you get a great discount, and this really makes for an excellent wallet. I've been using it for years. You can fit up to 12 cards, you can put cash on the side, and it really is just perfect. So make sure to check out rage.com/Doron. Recently, there have been some really interesting restoration hints that Blizzard has been working on. Not only have they made some new models over time, but they also started adding new guard NPCs, all of a sudden retexturing old stuff, and now even restoring some of the old dungeons and raids, and this has been especially relevant in this northern part of the Eastern Kingdoms. Most recently, we got the entire quest line where the Forsaken took back Undercity. There was a huge hint of Gilneas coming back soon. The Blood Elves have been cleaning out the Scourging Waterloss, and Stromgarde is pretty much in this basket as well. In fact, it may be the most relevant out of all of these. Now, Stromgarde, aside from Gnomeregan, may really be the city that has barely been receiving the spotlight that it deserves. Everyone that has played WoW sort of knows Stromgarde exists and the Kingdom of Stromgarde is a thing, but it's just like this random ruined city that all of us have seen, and in the more recent terms, the Horny Alliance battlefield was here that you might have played through, but a lot of people don't really think twice about it. They don't really see it as something as important. However, Stromgarde is literally the human city, the most important city in all of humans' history. In fact, when the humans evolved and became what they are today, they all lived in one empire, and the capital of that empire was Strom, and the Trollbay line that leads it is one of the oldest in all of human history, and not just one of the oldest, it is in fact the oldest royal line. However, over time with politics, this state split, and we got Gilneas, we got Dalaran, Lordaeron, Stormwind, and all these became kingdoms of their own, until the Kingdom of Stromgarde was just a local power, a pretty big power, but nothing out of the ordinary, not even close to the empire that it once was. When the first horde arrived, it was a major player of the Alliance of Lordaeron, but eventually it was destroyed, and since then, you guys can probably play through this place. It was just a place for bandits, all sorts of dark forces that just lurked in the ruins. Well, over time, it was retaken, significantly rebuilt, and revived. Lord Dana Trollbane, with significant support of the Alliance, managed to almost entirely restore it. However, the horde started the war, and subsequently we got an entire battlefield that was pretty relevant. Well, that passed, we know the Alliance won the war, and we actually know the outcome and what has been happening with Stromgarde, and it is essentially good news for us, and we could be walking around the place very soon. Essentially, all horde presence was driven out of the entire zone, and the restoration further continued. It was confirmed at this point to essentially be entirely complete, meaning that the city should look even better than before the actual battle. There was a brief appearance in the Shadow Rising prior to Shadowlands, and a few other mentions in the various expansions where we learned a bit about the parts of the city, the forces that were occupying it, the leader, Dana Trollbane. As far as we know, following the Alliance victory, most of the soldiers returned home with only minor presence, so most of it is now controlled by Stromgarde directly as a kingdom that is a part of the Alliance. The horde settlement of Argorok was destroyed, and the ruins are now haunted by the ghosts of those that were defeated. Dana Trollbane is the ruler, and he refers to Arati Highlands as his, and rightfully so. I mean, what is important to note that while all of us have seen the rebuilt Stromgarde, that is only really the Stromgarde keep that has been the focus, which is the capital of the kingdom with the same name. I mean, it's essentially like Elven Forest and Stormwind. Kingdom itself of Stromgarde is actually much larger, especially in the lore. Well, with the ending of Shadowlands, we have received a 3-year time skip or 5-year time skip since BFA, which not only means that all the loose ends of those battles have been fixed, but Stromgarde is essentially ready to be introduced at any moment now. Well, recently we have received some hints. They aren't the strongest, as in it was confirmed to be returning in the next patch, but things are sort of moving. About 2 years back, we got some shields during Shadowlands, and now some of those shields were updated and new textures were added in Dragonflight 10.0.7. Other than the Alliance one and the Scarlet Crusade design, there is also a silver hand shield. Keep in mind, while this symbol might refer to the Paladin order that is obviously called the silver hand, generally their symbol is an open palm, while this is a closed one. This is a fist, which is exactly what the symbol of Stromgarde is. The only difference is that Stromgarde fist is red, but that could be sort of the rebranding of this new Stromgarde, a new Alliance player risen from the ashes, an important power that arose from the ruins. We have also kind of seen that with the actual rebuilding process as well. The place wasn't red with red roofs as you would expect, as we have known Stromgarde to be in the past, but actually blue, which is a direct Alliance design as opposed to the Stromgarde one, and this could also be applied to the shield as well. Realistically, adding Stromgarde as a new city would definitely require a significant storyline for it to make sense. I mean, they can't just add it in some minor patch and like, here's a brand new city and a brand new Alliance zone, guys. Keep in mind, Stromgarde is a pretty big city. I mean, not the size of Stormwind, but a pretty significant human hub. The kingdom is definitely akin to the size of Gilneas. Well, not only did Blizzard recently sort of confirm that they plan to eventually retake Gilneas for the Alliance and hinted that Kelly and Menethil will help and withdraw the Forsaken from there, but there have also been some Scarlet Crusade hints of them being relevant soon, which means that this entire part of the northern eastern kingdoms is really set for an update, especially as Undercity is in need of restoration as well, so all of this could really be bunched up into one single update. Now, this isn't just my pure wish. Blizzard already did most of the work. I mean, we already have the restored Stormgarde keep. It is only a matter of time before they activate it in the actual world. They built a bunch of assets for it. The buildings are already in the game. Furthermore, in the recent time lost battlefield, which is a part of Dragonflight 10.1.5, we have actually data mined some brand new human assets. This is sort of an alternate timeline where the Horde and Alliance never stop fighting, like an end world scenario type thing with all these sinister characters. What is really interesting and relevant for this video to note is that the buildings they're using here, especially the human one, are not actually old assets, which is very strange, but brand new ones that we have not previously seen in the game. When you think about it, I mean, they already have like 2,000 keep and human tower designs they can just recycle from BFA and from Worlds of Draenor, but instead they decided to add brand new ones, which strongly hints that this might be an asset that is already in their backlog. I honestly doubt they would just make an entire human keep for just a single dungeon. If you look at it closely, you can also notice that this keep model from the new mega dungeon is very similar to the new updated Stromgarde design. This is definitely something Blizzard is known to do. It is literally how we had data mine multiple expansions, because Blizzard added mounts from the new expansion as store mounts to the current one, so they have definitely been known to add new expansion assets into the old one while the current one is still in progress, so they kinda reuse future assets. Now, on the lore side, there is literally nothing stopping them from making Stromgarde the new Stormwind of the northern part of the continent. Now, obviously, there would need to be some lore reason, but seeing that they probably already have the restoration of Gilneas planned as a new questline, that could literally be the perfect opportunity. Recently, it has been evident that Blizzard has sort of been up to a soft revamp of the world, so slowly updating all these assets, making new guard designs, restoring some old places. So realistically, we could be seeing Stromgarde as a new playable human city as soon as the next expansion after Dragonflight. Thank you for watching. Check out the return of Extremist and Scholomance in the new patch by clicking on the screen, and check out the Nods Academy for videos on real world history. See you next time!